What's up? What's up? This is Luke Cisna from Multi-Blazer. You're listening to A-Chording to Mike and Tony. And if you want political advice, go somewhere else.
What's up, everybody? New theme music this week. Welcome to episode number 15. Tony Dollar, singer-songwriter, sitting across from me, as always, funny man Mike Pierce. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man? We're here. Another weekend, another podcast.
Yes, sir.
And what's upon us here? Snowmageddon. The stores were crazy yesterday. I went to King's after work, after the day job, and everyone was acting like it was Y2K all over again.
It's so nuts to me how easily people flip out, dude. Packing the stores. We got a centimeter on the ground right now.
Yeah.
It's all the hype.
Sure, more is coming. Our guest today, Luke Cisna from Multi-Blazer. Welcome, dude.
What up? What up? Thanks for having me.
Dude, we appreciate you doing this with us, sitting around the table, shooting the shit, drinking a little whiskey.
Man, I risked my life to get here through the snow.
Well, actually, it can be kind of slippery, huh, if it's just a little bit. It's kind of like the...
There might have been more danger in me walking to your doorstep than driving here. Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super stoked to be here.
No, we appreciate it, man. We really appreciate you coming here. Let's start off by just kind of talking a little bit about what you do and what Multi-Blazer is, and then we'll kind of get into like how you started it and that kind of thing.
Okay. Ultimately, we are custom blazers for men and women. We can design one-off blazers or produce group orders.
Right.
And, we're not recreating the wheel. We took a platform that's been in existence for who knows how long and just kind of give it a little bit of flair, give it a little style, a little pizzazz, whatever people are into. And we've had some crazy requests, man. So, whatever you want. We use the Blazer as the platform for men and women.
Yeah, it's dope. And you kind of combine it with new stuff, dude. Like I was looking at your guys' vision on here. Multi-Blazer's vision is to create and grow a new category of jacket, the Multi-Blazer, by fusing together that which is cool and new with that which is established and accepted. Multi-Blazers are for everyone who aspires to transcend routine style.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Cool, thanks. So it's like, it's people say, hey, you got a duster, you got a down jacket, you got a vest, and then you got a Multi-Blazer. So,
and I pretty much know what none of those things are.
Yeah, okay. All right. Cool, man. Well, that's perfect then.
That's me. Though.
You know what a Multi-Blazer is.
I definitely know what a Multi-Blazer is, dude. Just checking out some of the different styles and stuff you have on there. Because like you said, you've got your ones that are sort of standard that you guys have designed. Mm-hmm. And then you've also got, custom requests, which we'll get into that because I can't imagine all the different requests you've seen. Yeah. My personal favorite's the homegrown. You check that out, Mike? You get to look at it?
Oh, yeah, dude. The one with the Colorado flag on the inside.
Yeah.
And on the inside pocket flaps. And on the
collar.
The collar has the Colorado flag on that bad boy.
I got to pause for 1 second here. I dropped the motherfucking ball. Bruce Leroy is in the house today.
What?
Leroy. Good to be back.
He was so quiet over there. He started talking. I was like, oh, shit.
He's got the glow.
Yeah. He does.
How could you miss that?
That's what she said.
And maybe it was a subconscious thing because you're wearing Vikings today. Coming rocking a brand new purple and yellow Viking shirt.
Wore this just for you.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
I think we should have Luke hook you up with a Multi-Blazer Vikings inside.
I was with you until that last part. I was with you. Don't do it. Yeah. Put the brakes on that shit real quick. No, not happening. Did you have a favorite, Mike, when you looked at them? There was all kinds of different ones.
No, I like that Colorado one. I was actually showing it to my wife, and she was like, "We have to get you one of those." I was like, "Yes,
so
dude,
friggin' dope."
So yeah,
it's got the Colorado flag on the inside there. It's called the homegrown. For those of you who are curious what we're talking about, just go to multiblazer.com, spelled just like it sounds. It's good stuff on there. What was the other one? There was a reggae-ish one. A Rude Boy.
The Rude Boy.
When I walked in here and saw Bob on the walls, man, I thought I should have wore Rude Boy here.
Yeah. That Asia one too, dude.
The Shogun.
That's going out.
We get a lot of good feedback about that one
the
for
Shogun,
sure.
Yeah.
The Shogun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That would have been good for Bruce Leroy.
Yeah.
Throw that on. You say, "Who's the master?"
Who's the master? So, what is your? You were talking about you do the custom ones. You have the ones that you do on yourself and everything like that. You said crazy requests. So is there anything that you care to divulge on what's the craziest one you've heard of?
Well, I'm working on one right now for a client who's got Japanese heritage, and so he wanted to stay true to that heritage, which I respect, and pushed him towards that direction. And then we got off with some crazy buttons that are like the old school. They're called frog closures, where they look like they're embroidered, and it kind of has a loop. And then we've got some Japanese symbols and a big Japanese rising sun in the lining. And then we're going to do some embroidery, maybe some samurai stuff on the sleeve.
Jeez.
And yeah, he's just getting off, man. He got real into the project, and you could tell he was super passionate about it, that's the fun part, man, when someone is just so into it and their design comes to life. We start with electronic files, emailing them back and forth, so you can't really fuck those up. They just say, yeah, I like this, I don't like that, and we just back and forth until we get it. And this guy's all about it, man. Super cool. So.
Yeah, and I want to get into that too, because I'm very curious about like the whole process from the inception of the idea, like because it's probably obviously a different process when you're just designing something yourself. You probably take more time with it, and you guys really want to put something out there versus when somebody requests something. I want to get into that, but first I want to talk a little bit about how you got started. Like, when did you get started, for one, and two, kind of how and why, like that whole, what does that picture look like?
Well, in college I played soccer, and about 10 years after I had graduated, there was a reunion sports banquet down at Fort Lewis College, and my mom had sent me a blue blazer that I liked, but I didn't really wear it too much, so I figured we're going down to a banquet for soccer at Fort Lewis College, so I'll trip it out a little bit and make it look like a cool Fort Lewis soccer blazer, kind of like Euro style, like some of those snazzy coaches in the Italian league and whatnot. And man, people were loving it, and parents that I had never met, people from the basketball team, everyone was like, hey, where'd you get that? Where can I get one? And one of my buddies who was at the banquet was like, man, I think there might be a business opportunity here. And so then, one person asked for one, and sure enough, right away, then it was like something I did for fun, turned into a hobby, and then all of a sudden the business opportunity really kind of stepped up to the top,
There's a real niche and need for multi-blazers.
Yeah. There is a need
there is a
for
need.
multi-blazers.
And that's the one that's titled the OG on his website.
That is correct.
I did notice that, did I read it correctly, that the Grandpappy design was like sort of the original?
Yeah. What's funny about that one is I bought that from the DMV in like 93 or something for my senior prom of high school. And I wore it, like with a leisure suit, and people were like, oh, that's crazy. That's cool. And then I just kept it. And then it kind of inspired the design for OG, and then has always been kind of the foundation of the inspiration.
Yeah, it's got a real feel to it, man. It's almost got like this, the Grandpappy too and the OG, they kind of have like this throwback kind of feel. And I have to say, man, because we worked together in the past, and you always had your own sense of style for sure, man, which I admire,
Whether it's a good sense or a bad sense, it's my own
No,
sense.
it's
Right?
a
It's a sense, and sometimes it stinks, man. But sometimes that's real
it's
nice.
all in the eye of the
Sometimes-
beholder,
yeah,
right?
Sometimes it's common sense. Sometimes.
Sometimes it's cents on the dollar.
Cool, man. So, and I was looking, you have some new projects coming up at all?
Well, we have a couple of shows coming up. One of them's actually tonight. It's called Artopia, and it's a platform for new artists, music, fashion, accessory design, and that's at City Hall tonight from 7 to 12. And so that's a big event for us, because that will be some clientele that we think will link up and align with our vision. And then on March 19th, we've got what's called the Raw Artists event, and that's a similar type of event, just with a different promoter.
Gotcha. So these events are probably similar. Kind of paint me a picture of what it looks like, because there's music involved. There's people, I mean, obviously showing the clothing lines and stuff like that.
Well, I don't know if you've been into City Hall before, but it's about 4 floors that are hollowed out with balconies. You can see down into the center, and so there's some sick artists, like canvas art and just paper and wood, and then body art. And so you walk around and there are these different stations, if you will, for lack of a better word, where, you know, there might be a couple of naked girls just with body paint, and you think, that's great body paint.
Might
And
have
then,
to check those out there,
yeah.
Mike. One of our reviews coming up.
Yeah, come on down, there's naked people. And then, you know, DJs in one section. There will be a fashion show in the main section with live music there. And, you know, there's a couple of bars and a lot of good-looking people, flashy clothes and crazy clothes, and lots of unique style for sure.
Dude, it sounds like it's going to be an
Yeah, it's a
absolute
trip for
friggin'
sure.
blast. How do you guys book your musical acts for that? Like, what do you?
Well, actually, we really don't do any of the hard, heavy lifting for these types of things. It's the promoting companies have found us either through word of mouth or the network
Gotcha.
and invited us, or sometimes we'll apply and say, hey, this is something we want to be a part of. But yeah, they just reach out to tons of different artists and basically just bring them all together in one area where you can get that synergy and momentum and kind of play off each other and have that like-minded those like-minded producers.
It's come up so many times in the podcast. We talk about it with music, even with our podcast. It's kind of like the thing, the way you build things now, businesses and things like that, is you're really building communities because everybody's so connected on the internet. Is you're finding people with common interests that have things in common, and you're bringing them together for good times. I mean, it's essentially same kind of thing. Sounds like.
Yeah,
what's going on there?
We've worked with some local artists, like-minded productions, and put some of their original art in some of our multi-blazers, and they've turned out really cool, man. Like-minded has a good vision, and to take their art and put it on our multi-blazers it's an honor for them to allow us to do that. And then also they just look super cool, man. So
Yeah.
it's a good blend there, and you're exactly right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, do you have like do you have like a gallery of like the custom ones that you've done, or is that just?
You know, for the most part, we've been keeping our client photos on Facebook,
Okay.
and our website has some of that. And then you can also find a different look and feel for some of the work we're doing on customblazers.com. We're just trying to grab different audiences with a different look, and
Okay.
so
Oh, interesting.
we've done some weddings. We've done some small groups. We're working with a fraternity right now. We've done some high school stuff. For those of you out there listening that went to Regis Jesuit, we did a run for them, which turned out really cool. And even though I have no affiliation, I do want to rock one from time to time.
Actually, Jose went to Regis.
Oh, really? You're
Yeah.
referring to Jose, the first guest
Our first
ever
guest,
on
yeah,
AT&T.
yeah, he went to Regis.
All
Yeah.
right, nice.
All right.
That's cool. So yeah, I'm looking at your website some more here, and I see that you guys do more than just the blazers. You have the dog tags that I think you're rocking
Oh,
right
that's
now.
a new. That's actually where I was going with the new project. Then,
Yeah,
right?
the
Is that a
dog
new-
tags. You have some T-shirts here going on too.
Yeah. So, you know, some people really support us, but can't afford to throw down for a blazer. You know, sometimes it's a little expensive, but so we want to offer something to the people who support us other than a multi-blazer. So the dog tags are kind of fun. Some people rock them just as, you know, necklace like myself, or some people throw them on their keychains or whatever. And then the T-shirts, we're trying to, you know, just branding, different styles, super comfy, soft, you know, fabric. You can wear them basically wherever. They're so comfy. It's all good, you know.
Meanwhile, we're distracting the hell out of Luke here. We're
Yeah.
passing laptops around,
Let me
looking
look
at
at your
all the
shirt.
different
Let me look at your
pictures.
shirt.
I'm not sure you're looking at something other than porn right there.
No, we're checking out all these different things. I went to actually your custom blazer site too, and we were just looking at some of the pictures on there. And Bruce Leroy was pointing out this red one with like the clover
That one's hot.
on the pocket.
Yeah,
Holy
got some
snap.
good feedback. The flashy ones, people really like that. You know, Rude Boy's got the armband.
Yeah.
The red one there, it's a club multi-blazer, like that whole casino theme. People really like that. And the Regis ones are red too, so they catch people's eye. And then, you know, then they're drawn to it. We did a couple of red velvet, crushed red velvet.
Oh, dang.
Nice, real nice.
You know, when I was in high school, I wanted the white tux. my date did not want the white tux, so I was like, "Damn it, all right."
She just
I'll
wanted
get a
the
black
mic.
tux.
Tux optional.
Yeah. Birthday suits.
Mine would be very white. Speaking of which, like the crushed velvet, I mean, where do you start? Like, how did the designs come together? You have a team I saw on your site, so everybody kind of comes together for that. How does that whole process work?
Someone will come to us and usually have some sort of idea of what they want, a color, a theme. Like I was saying, the client with the Japanese heritage wanted, to get into his heritage. So they'll give us, hey, this is what I'm thinking, but I don't really know where to start. And so we say, well, why don't I just send you some designs and then let me know what you think of those. And then it's kind of a little bit of back and forth until we narrow it down to the exact design and then put it into production. We're working with a great team here in Denver, and then we also work with a group in Mexico City. One of our business partners actually lives in Mexico City, so we've got we've got NAFTA on our side there.
So a business trip is like, all right, I have to go on a business trip to Mexico.
Drink way too much tequila.
So what's, from how you were saying, start to finish and everything like that, what is like a typical turnaround time from order to? I know it probably varies.
Yeah, it does vary. I'll say as soon as we get the final design confirmed and approved, then it would be about a month to gather all the materials, get it over into production, make sure we fine tune everything and get it delivered. So once we get that final design, about a month to delivery.
Gotcha. And so how does that differ from when your original design stuff? Do you have set times where you sit down and go over new ideas kind of thing? Or
we do. We communicate every day and about new designs, R&D, what's hot on the market. This type of stuff helps just stay in tune with what's going on in culture and society. And man, you see something, you hear something, you feel it, you have a vision, and we do the same thing internally. We put it into a file and create the design. If the team approves it, then we put it into production for the next fashion show or possibly as an option for the next line. And so now we're starting to determine. I've only had one beer and there's 3 drinks in front of me. I feel like could be.
Welcome to According to Mike and Tony.
Can I come back next week? So then we are starting to look to the fall now. What design are we going to produce for the fall line to really get more interest and keep the momentum going? So we'll start to kind of have that back and forth. Everyone's going to put their pitch for their favorite one, but what it's looking like. I'll leak some insider information here. If y'all are on the website now, you look at ska. Yep. The black and white checkerboard one. That one's been pretty popular. Lots of feedback. We've even made a couple of those one-off for clients who just see it and say, that's the one I want. Including, I'm not sure if you guys know, Amp Live does some work with Zion I and does some individual DJing. So he saw it on Twitter. He liked it. We sent one out. So that was pretty cool for us to get that kind of feedback from someone who's on a professional music tour. So I think we're leaning towards that for the fall, but I'm gonna have to lobby for it with the team.
So look at this. So you look at the website with the ska.
Again, we're talking about multiblazer.com.
MULTI blazer.com. If you're looking at the actual ska one, if you guys are listening to it right now, again, go to multiblazer.com. Look at the Blazers men's ska. This man not only is the co-founder of Multiblazer, but he's a fucking model.
Yeah, he's also modeling the Asia one too, right?
I was getting some little side prop there, side job, cheap labor.
Yeah, looking pretty dapper there in the Asia one too. I think there was a shot with.
He's in most of them, yeah.
Yeah, it's my wifey.
I was about to say it, and then I was like, "What if that's not his wife?" And you say that.
I don't want to say that.
Just some other model.
We're gonna have to censor that part. What's funny, man? Our name, people love it, and in Colorado, we have a bunch of stoners, and we were doing a show, and our banner was up, and this dude just came up. He's like, "Bro, man, can I buy your banner?" Well, we sell blazers. He was just super ripped and just like the name Multi-Blazer. So there might be a side niche in there.
You guys could start getting into vapes now and start making vapes called Multi-Blazer. Yeah, Multi-Blazer. I could just see his mind frame in that. He was thinking about his circle of friends, and he was just like, "Yeah, we'll be in the garage." Look at that on Multi-Blazer. We're all just
That is
chilling.
brilliant.
Brilliant, man.
Yeah, so in the fall you might see us in the dispensaries.
Changing directions. Hey, you got to go with the flow,
Gotta
right?
go with the
Yeah.
flow.
Market
Well,
demands.
that's what we said in our past episodes. And I was actually looking at is featured in Forbes. Is marijuana is the largest growing industry in the United States right now.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, people are getting rich.
And it's not just marijuana, but it's it's the paraphernalia, it's it's the vapes, it's the just everything.
The gross stuff.
Yeah.
The equipment.
They just had it
Exactly.
closed off for so long, and there were so many people that just smoked weed anyway, and then they opened the gates, and it was just like this explosion. Because talk about a niche, that's not even a niche, that's a canyon of
Monopoly or
opportunity.
something.
Yeah.
When it first came out and people were opposed to it, man, they were tripping because it brought so much money to the state, and not just from like you were saying, like paraphernalia sales and like garden sales, but I mean, to take it a step further, think of all the people that have moved here, how it's affected the economy. Like our real estate market
Right.
is nuts right now, and a big portion of that is because of weed.
Yeah.
People are moving here in
Tourism.
droves. Oh man, the tourism, right? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, it is crazy. It's affecting everything, man. I think it's a wonderful thing. I mean,
and
it
it's
should
not all
happen.
it's not all the Californians because they're all going to Portland because it's closer.
Well, yeah, because Oregon just legalized. They were the
Yeah.
most recent one, right?
Yep.
And Washington was before that, and Colorado.
I hadn't talked to a buddy about 20 years or something. He called me up and he said, I was reading the USA Today. mind if I come out and visit? All right, brother.
So it's real nice to see you there,
Yeah,
Luke.
yeah.
Hey, where are those dispensaries?
Yeah, totally, man. No, it's a great point, Bruce Lee. Right? It's drawn a lot of people literally into the state. It's just helping the economy in so many ways from so many different aspects. And money's going to education and everything else. I mean, it's improving things, improving the quality of life for people.
And like I was saying before in one of the past episodes, it's always crazy to think, like, I went to DARE when I was a kid. It was like, the drugs,
I've heard
against
of it.
drugs program and everything like that. And you think about it, it's like, marijuana is now funding some education out there.
Funding DARE.
Probably.
That's hilarious.
Probably. But you know what else I was actually thinking about is when we're talking about, like, the fun facts part, really quick. Marijuana is like the biggest growing industry right now. Well, like one of the fun facts was In-N-Out store managers make at least $100,000 a year.
$100,000
A store manager
For burgers?
And
for
it was-
burgers.
and you have to get the two words before that in there, which is at least.
At least $100,000. So
For
that's
a
minimum.
dispensary?
No, for In-N-Out
In-N-Out
burgers.
burgers.
Managers.
Oh,
Man, the store manager.
Are you familiar with it? Are you?
I am.
Shit me right now.
I am. We just shifted so quick.
Yeah, that's what happens.
I was stuck on that.
No, you're good.
No.
Actually, that kind of makes me want to ask you too. By the way, are you from Colorado originally?
I am. I wasn't born here, but I grew up in a little place called Aspen. That's in Colorado.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow, that explains
Where
a
the
lot,
beer
Luke. That's
flows
why you're
like
so cool.
wine.
Yeah, you know.
Where the what's like wine?
Where the beer flows like wine.
Flows like wine.
And the women come with like
Flock,
the
like
sea,
this
sea of
Capistrano.
Capistrano.
or something.
I love snow bunnies.
Like the salmon of Capistrano.
I haven't heard that term "snow bunnies" in so long.
That's
a good
Dumb and
term.
Dumber right there.
Yeah,
My dad
so,
used to tell me to move out to Colorado so I can get me a snow bunny. That's what he always
There you
used to
go.
Mhm.
say.
So I grew up in Aspen, and went away for small spells here and there, but been in Denver now, I guess, about 14 years. It's funny. I did not think I'd like Denver. I thought, man, big city, thug life.
you thought thug life. when you thought-
Aspen's so small, man.
yeah, I could see that, man.
But I love it. It's great.
So, how old were you when you moved into Denver?
Oh, I'm not exactly sure, but I moved here in about 2000, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But don't make me do math.
Yeah, I know. We come on the show, we give you whiskey and beer, and then we tell you to do math.
Do math now.
That's what we do.
Go.
Now.
I was 24.
How many decibels past pi can you go now?
Yeah. Is that a figure of
right.
speech for something?
Well, right on. Well, yeah. So, Multi-Blazer taking off. You have a lot of custom stuff. Again, you do the dog tags. You do the T-shirts. What's big picture? Like, are we looking like
Yeah.
making masters, like the golf masters blazers?
You know, we always, when we see a blazer on TV, we think we can definitely grab that market. Whether it is the Masters, obviously that would be great. We like I said, we played college soccer together. So if you watch European football at all, we're all like
the
coaches,
There
man,
you
looking
go.
sharp right there. We'd love to grab that market. You know, this actually might be the most unique request. We had a chef here in Denver want us to trip him out a chef jacket.
Dope.
And so I think, man, there's probably no real limit. But when we talk about our vision, which is creating a new category of jacket, we might want to focus just on the multi-blazer first, and then you know, get into you know, like chef jackets. People want vests and stuff. One of our partners has dabbled a bit creating some ties and bow ties, which are super fun. They just haven't got to market. They're in our R&D. But
Right in line with what you're doing, though.
yeah, you know, accessorize the multi-blazer. We've got some pocket squares we've messed around with as well. It's all going to play together in the big picture. And who knows beyond that. But even the T-shirts, to a degree, our conversations will say, hey, T-shirts are great. Don't spend a lot of time on it. We really need to focus on multi-blazer, you know.
Right.
So how many employees is in multi-blazer?
We have 4 main partners, and then we have a team of 4 others who, one will do photography for us, Devin Senna Photography. Then we have a friend who does, man, she is ridiculously awesome at research and just finding a lot of information, digging up data for us, or finding, you know, what procedure or policies we have to follow. And then we have one of my partners, Andy, his fiance, Amy Schmeichel, is she's in the fashion industry in that she does wardrobes for people, and she'll help redesign people's wardrobes. And so she helps us a lot with fabric design, what's kind of hip and cool, what's being accepted on the market. And then my wife does a lot of work. She's bilingual Spanish, and we do work in Mexico City, like I said.
Right.
And let's make sure I didn't leave anyone out there. Someone listening to this will kick my ass. We got further, yeah. And then, you know, we do have a lot of help. My brother, Matt, did a lot of work for us on our website and branding stuff that, you know, right off the bat would have put us in a big financial hole, and he helped us out with that. And yeah, man, family and friends have been super supportive. I think it's more than just that they like us or want us to succeed. I think people see, okay, I think you have some potential here. I'll help out, you know, kind of push this forward. So that's, and even you guys bringing me here on this show, that's an example of just people supporting us and the type of love that we receive. So appreciate the appearance.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, like you said, we all worked together previously, and we like, and you know, Tony had staked out your style, and when we looked at it, like, we found out that you did multi-blazer, and then just kept on going. We were thinking about guests and on who is unique and does cool shit. You know, and
Cool
we're like,
shit.
I was like, fucking Luke does cool shit.
Nice.
You know? And so, in the website, dude. The website, your logo is so clean. It's just like
Nice.
you know,
Nice
the
and
M
simple,
and
too.
The B there all together. Yeah, that's
Nice.
How'd you come up with the logo? Did you have somebody do that for you, or?
Well, like I said, my brother did a lot of work, so he put together a proposal with about 6 different logos in a branding proposal, and the guide, the branding guide, you know, black on white, white on black, empty space, all that. And out of those 6, we actually stripped this one down. It looked like a coat of arms at first, and we just pulled everything off it and just left
simplified.
it with that.
Yeah.
Super simple. And with that packet that he sent us, we actually kept one of the logos as a future project where, you know, like a different brand like Toyota, Lexus, multi-blazer, and then we'll have a
sort
black
of that.
line, like black
Premier
tie.
blazer.
Yeah, exactly. So
Dope, dude.
we've got a vision for our, you know, near future, some mid-range goals, and then obviously that long term. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I was looking at your customblazers.com page in the facts section. This cracks me up, man. They've got some, speaking of stats, they've got some numbers up here. Cups of coffee is one of the numbers. Finished projects, satisfied clients, and awards won. which is pretty dope. I just think it's funny how the cups of coffees really compete in there against the finished product.
That might actually be an undershot.
It's 482 cups of coffee.
Yeah. That might just be me.
That's only you.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha,
All right.
gotcha,
He was the only
gotcha.
person that put on those. Well, right on. So, digging into that motivation, stuff like that. When you're getting everything prepped up, when you're just thinking multi-blazer, when you're planning out, what do you listen to? What kind of music do you listen to?
Man, I knew it was coming, and I had to think about this one before I came
Nice.
on my way over. I don't know if you guys, if this is gonna, sink your ratings. On the way over, I was listening to like some lounge jazz or something. It's like, it's like kind of just like some beats in the back. But when I get home in the office, it'll kind of depend. I definitely like rocking the reggae style, and
Yes.
my wife has got me into some electronic style, and I like some good old-fashioned hardcore rock and roll, some punk rock. But when I'm thinking about reggae and like some electronic beats, have you guys ever seen or heard the album Roots Rock Remix? It's a Bob Marley. It's like Legend.
I have.
And it's all remixed.
I had a friend who actually burned that for
Oh,
me.
man.
Oh, so cool.
Love
A lot of
it.
dance holly sound and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
in there.
yeah.
And
I
man.
think one of them is Sun is Shining on
It
there,
is.
the
Oh,
dance
it's-
hall mix.
That one is so
yeah,
good.
that's one of my favorites.
Another guy who does something is called Funk Star Deluxe.
Yes.
And he does some
He's Sun is Shining.
Yeah,
He does Sun is
totally.
Shining.
He's
So Funk Star
badass.
Deluxe, yep.
Yeah, so some of that stuff, kind of like multi-blazer, I try to open up as many genres of music as possible. Some people just stick to one kind of music, and that's cool, but there's so much out there, And I'll definitely get into some hip-hop, mostly old school, but some new school stuff too, So
Okay.
whatever the situation calls.
Whatever the
for.
flavor of the day is.
Flavor of the day.
So we got two questions we've kind of gone around the table a few times with people. First of all, if you had to pick one artist, your absolute favorite artist of all time, who would it be?
Music or any kind of art.
Oh, music. Yeah,
Music,
I was
okay.
like, that's pretty
Music.
general.
Okay.
That's pretty general music.
Yeah. Music. Okay. Yeah. Man, Bob Marley comes to mind off the top. Just
yes.
automatically, but a guy that I have listened to forever and got to see live and sounded amazing is just a few years ago is Carlos Santana.
When
Man.
did you see them?
I saw him
Fiddler's Green?
No, it was at the Joint at Hard Rock in Vegas, and man, he played. It sounded like it was coming off the radio or
So
recorded
the production
album,
side,
but you knew it wasn't because he's like talking in the middle
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
just. He is dialed in, and so I have a feeling if I would have seen Bob Marley in one of his,
Right.
awesome shows, that probably would have been similar.
Yeah, I really
So-
meant to get to a show, but unfortunately, it's like 2. So
Yeah.
Good intentions.
yeah, no, I saw Carlos Santana too at a few years back, maybe 4 or 5 years ago at Fiddler's Green, and that was the impression I had too. Plus, they had a lot of people coming on guest appearances and stuff, so
Okay.
extremely entertaining show.
Cool.
Yeah, he's
I
solid.
would throw
live.
one more in there who
Go
I think,
for it.
man, this guy I think is the best rock star, and his name's Trent Reznor. He used to
Oh,
play
Nine Inch Nails.
Man,
Yeah.
when remember the Ninja tour? It was 9 Inch Nails, Jane's Addiction.
Yep.
And that's when I saw him, and I thought, man, this guy is like the purest definition of a rock star. So
Yeah, no, I was a huge Nin fan
So,
back in the
wait,
day.
Well, it's
Bob Marley to Santana to Trent
to
Reznor.
Nin,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's the range there.
well, just on Trent Reznor, man, is like his talent, his abilities that he has, just ridiculous from the production side all the way to, the music and the playing and the vocals.
Yeah,
He-
yeah.
I mean, everyone was like, "Nah, I like the group 9 Inch Nails. The group 9 Inch Nails is awesome." You're like,
There's
that's one guy.
yeah. And it's just he's just so much more than just the musician, like you
Yeah.
said, man.
And I've seen that he also does like actual art, like canvas art and
really?
stuff like
Nice.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a super creative dude.
Yeah.
The Jane's Addiction part loses me though, because I love the band, but it was always what's his name, Perry Farrell or
Yeah.
whatever his name.
As soon as he opens his mouth and wants to talk, it's
Like, what is
brother?
that singing?
And you pretty much know the set list.
Yeah, totally, man. But all the guys he's always played with, I've always been into. A lot of those guys, they changed. Those bands all changed in and out. Red Hot Chili Peppers, all that grunge scene from back in the day. They'd switch players all the time, but good stuff.
Red
okay.
Hot Chili Peppers, dude. Like,
Oh,
talking
one
about
of my
that,
favorites.
like back in the day when they did the Super Bowl thing. Like you're like Anthony, what is it, Cletus?
Kiedis.
Anthony Kiedis. You're like, does he age?
No.
That's a fucking
Dude,
vampire.
the stuff. You know,
Quite
he's
possible.
like he's essentially a vegan.
He is,
but he declines it when you say that to him because he says he occasionally eats fish. I guess.
Vegan. I thought he said vampire.
That, you know, that's why I said that's why I call classify as the vampire class is him and Gwen Stefani.
Fine, still.
That bitch is not aged in how long?
Yeah.
Or it could be that she's
Well-
like super porcelain white.
Yeah.
right. I don't know. I do know with Anthony Kiedis though. I've read a lot about him. He's always inspired me as an artist and stuff. And aside from the heavy drug period he went through, which was a pretty long period actually, but after that, and even while he was doing heavy drugs and doing heroin and all that kind of stuff, he always took otherwise very good care of his body. Like he takes all these different herbs and stuff. He eats super healthy, exercises like all the time. So I mean, I think that it has a lot to do with it.
He's 50 years old.
Herbs.
Herbs, yeah, the herbs, buddy.
Self-preservation.
Keep you young, man. Keep your mind healthy.
Cool.
Oh, okay, one more question.
So I got the first one down.
Yep. So the second one,
Escape that unscathed.
you're stuck on an island somewhere for the rest of your life. You're completely alone. You do have a way to play music, and you have one album, but you only have one album for the rest of your life.
What is that album?
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough one.
While you're thinking, mine was Catch a Fire. What was yours, Mike?
Mine was Gratitude by Earth, Wind, and
Gratitude.
Fire.
Did we do this, Bruce
Bruce
Leroy,
Leroy has
with you?
not done this before.
No.
Bruce
Okay.
Leroy. So while
Have you
he's
done either?
thinking,
Hold on. Have you done
Okay.
either one of these before? The favorite artist one too?
First one was because of Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yep.
Yeah. So yours trapped on an island, and you got nothing to listen to the rest of your life except one album. What is it? Put these guys completely on the spot.
Number One's by Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hey, that's natural.
And that gives me like 50 songs. So I
that,
got
that is a lot
Right.
of songs.
Yeah.
I know what it is, yeah.
Damn.
Because it was a
that's-
2 CD compilation, I think.
Right.
That one, yeah.
Was it 2? Was that 2 CDs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really, really good one.
If I'm on an island, I might need some Babylon by Bus.
Yes! Dude, I'm fucking loving this guy.
And Tony just found a new co-host. All right, Bruce Leroy, let's go.
Let's go play Xbox.
So how do you feel about taking over Multiblazer, Mike?
A little switch around.
Yeah. Oh, man. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the world. Or you want to do fun facts, Mike? Let's do fun
Let's do
facts.
fun facts.
Yeah.
So, you still get fun facts, right?
Yep.
You still get the fun facts.
I appreciate that.
And those of you interested, it's Mike and Tony Show at gmail.com. Mike sends these out every Friday, just a bunch of random ass stuff that you just can't believe. I Google so much of that stuff, I'm so shocked.
Yeah.
Let's start with that one you already mentioned.
The In-N-Out store managers, dude,
How does
making
it-
at least $100,000 a year. Now, we don't have an In-N-Out here in Colorado, but here it's in the works. But
I
can
have
you
heard that.
Yeah, I
imagine?
heard that
Can you
too.
imagine the stoner market in In-N-Out Burger?
It's like a why haven't you done this already? Yeah.
All these franchises all of a sudden coming to Colorado. You know, like I mean, we have Carl's Jr.'s, but like maybe Hardee's is gonna like, no, we're coming out here too.
That's it.
Hardee's, Carl's Jr.'s, because they're the same company. But
Yeah.
you know, just that's ridiculous. But that's because they're getting 401k and full benefits.
Oh, are they
Yeah.
really?
As a store manager.
That's pretty dope. Hey, when was the last time you went to an In-N-Out, or have you ever been to an In-N-Out and not had to wait in line?
Dude,
Nope.
how fucking efficient is that place?
They do crank them out.
They crank him out. You ever see the fucking fry maker? That dude is on that machine. Like there's a guy that washes the potatoes and gives the guy to the fucking like puts it on the pile. And this dude is no joke, just nonstop.
I heard you don't want to arm wrestle that guy.
But it's all hand done, dude. And he's just out there
Yeah.
just cranking out.
Well, and the other
potatoes.
thing about it is, I mean, the system is so perfectly set up, and everybody seems to be busting ass. I've never seen anybody that looks to be slouching or slacking, and they're always happy to serve you, man. The customer service is fantastic.
Yep.
You were gonna say that, huh, Bruce?
Yeah, they're like the Chick-fil-A follows their same customer service oriented philosophy. Right. Because like at Chick-fil-A, everybody's like, "Hey, have a nice day." I'm like,
Yeah.
No, it's my pleasure.
No.
Wait a minute.
It's my
It is
pleasure.
my pleasure.
My
Exactly.
pleasure.
My pleasure.
Which creeps me out
Sure.
because every single time I'm like, "Thanks, my pleasure." You're like, okay,
Your lemonade sucks. My pleasure.
my pleasure.
I think the last time I was in and out was in 2007.
Okay. Where were you at? Vegas or something?
No, I was in college. They had one in Scottsdale, and we would so we were in the fraternity. We like if you were like a pledge, so if you were like basically somebody's bitch, you'd have to
Give me a
drive.
burger, bitch.
You'd have to drive from Tucson to Scottsdale and take an order. So you'd have like $400 in cash, and you drive to this.
Dude, is that like an hour drive?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an hour and
I was
30
like-
minutes. Right.
Well worth it.
Yep, go up there, and we would leave with like, I don't know, 15 sacks full of food and come back. So in 07, the year I graduated, they opened one in Tucson, and people started lining up before it opened, and they had to have the police come and start controlling
man.
traffic before it opened.
That's like the fucking
Damn.
when Krispy Kreme came here to Colorado.
Yeah.
It was over there, and
That's right.
it's still the Krispy Kreme. That's the original one here in Colorado. Is over there by Highland Ranch, the Lone Tree.
Yep.
Oh, is that the original
That's
one?
the
I didn't
original
know
one
that.
that came out
Okay.
of Colorado. But that one was a fucking line for days to get to that
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme, dude.
That was the bomb. That would be like Friday night. We'd be like, rich girls and donuts.
Oh, that's kind of an uppity part of town there.
That's funny. So next fun fact, one of them was crazy was swimsuit issues and everything just coming out, body issues that they do for ESPN and everything as well. But swimsuit issue, Kate Upton almost died
I
from
saw that.
hypothermia in 2013 when she did her semi-nude Antarctica.
Wow.
Photo shoot.
Really?
Glad
That's
she did
commitment right there.
That is definitely a level of commitment. I'm sure there's no shortage of eyes on that hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was worth it.
It was worth it.
For us.
We
For
almost-
Kate, thank
Kate
you.
Upton almost died of hyperthermia. Everybody else was hot. they didn't die of hyperthermia. Everyone was hanging out in t-shirts
I'll
and
warm
jeans
you
and
up.
shit.
Come over here. I'll warm you up.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
nuts. That's a real testament of our society and what values we place on things like that. You know, somebody's
I'll
out
let
there
you kn-
literally putting their life on the line to show some tits and ass, almost.
Almost.
Basically. Just no
Yeah,
nipple.
basically. Right.
Well, I did not work quite as hard when I was modeling for Multiple.
There was
not
no
almost-
hypothermia or anything.
There's no almost dying.
There was no almost dying. I was fully clothed.
Dude, one of
For
the,
one part, because he said that was with his wifey, so...
Yeah, the rest of the pictures are in the vault.
Dude, one of the fun facts that cracked me up this week was the Coke one. Coke was sued for quote-unquote unwarranted health claims.
Vitamin water.
Dude, and yeah, for the vitamin water, right? And their response was no consumer could be reasonably led to believe that vitamin water is actually healthy for you. That was their defense.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
With a name like Vitamin Water?
Exactly.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like that. Like sometimes the sort of the heads of people behind like big money, sometimes it feels like they just say shit to you right to your face with a straight face, and it's the opposite of any common sense you could ever have. And they just say it like it's ultimate truth. You know, you're like, are you kidding me? Like that's your defense was that you called it vitamin water, and your expectation was nobody would think that was healthy. Oh, come on, man.
50 Cent is cleaning that up right there.
Yeah, 50
I need you to take care of this for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Another
Yeah.
fun fact, since we like to cuss a lot, Sam Jackson had the same amount of screen time in Pulp Fiction as John Travolta, yet was nominated for the Best Supporting Actor to John Travolta.
I was curious. Did he not win that? Did he win
I don't-
that? Do you
I
know?
don't think he won
Yeah, I
that
don't think he
one,
won
no.
either. I guess they wouldn't say nominated
Yeah.
if he actually won. Yeah, that was weird. What's up with that? How can you? Is it screen time? Is that what it's actually based on? Do you know?
I
Probably.
don't know if it's based on screen time. Maybe I think it's based on the way they performed, but
You'd like to think so.
you'd like to think so. But
Wait, so Travolta was nominated for nothing, but
No.
he was not. But Samuel L. Jackson was nominated for supporting
actor, yeah.
Huh. It would seem like they would just nominate him for best lead actor. But I guess I don't know how do they come up with all that stuff too, because they got a lot of different movies and only so many nominee positions.
Hold on, like
So
the,
what
what
is-
is aren't the Oscars like under fire right now too with their how they nominate, and it's like seeing that they're racist or something.
Yeah,
like that.
totally.
Yeah.
And like they have more political affiliation on one side.
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. So was John Travolta considered the lead role?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the assumption, or sort of
Yeah.
that's like the given. If Samuel L. Jackson was considered supporting, then who was the lead? It would have to be John
Yeah,
Travolta.
makes sense.
because there's just so many stories in that movie. So
Yeah, that was a crazy one. There was another one, dude, Mike, I saw in there. In 1945, a B-25 bomber hit the Empire State Building. It actually hit the elevator shaft, but the way it hit, it severed the cable, and the cable completely piled up at the bottom. And so by the time, there was one dude in the elevator, and by the time the elevator hit the cable, it was like a spring, and it just absorbed the impact, and the dude walked out unscathed.
Wow.
Yeah, that was nuts, dude. I was like,
That's crazy.
that there's that much cord that can save you.
just the odds of that, you just feel like, how the hell, really?
Seriously.
A freaking B-25 went right into the elevator shaft while you were on it in a 1945 elevator.
I hope he bought
Andy
lotto
lived.
tickets after that. Was there lotto back in 1945?
I don't know. That's a good question. Oh man, I wonder when Lotto started. Actually, I don't
Maybe
know.
you should have just asked Marilyn Monroe out on a date or something. Since that would be the equivalent to lotto, right?
Yeah, seriously. 1945, I hit the lottery. I hit that.
I hit that.
Dude, you sent me on a big time wasting thing this week too, with the fun fact about Return of the Jedi, how the Ewoks, what the language they spoke in that movie was actually speeded up Tibetan.
Yeah.
What?
So I got real curious about that. And I was like, what? So I started Wikipedia and shit. I was spending way too much time doing this, just looking into like all the different languages they used. Like they based everything off of real languages, and it was actually not just Tibetan. It was like he combined it with a couple of other different Asian languages too, and then they like literally speed it up so it sounds super high and stuff. I was like, I spent way too much time
Yeah.
looking into that shit.
So anybody out there reading my fun facts that are going out, you can try to debunk them, but I put real shit up there.
You can try to.
We encourage you to, yeah. Shoot
Well,
Mike an
hey,
email. He didn't got
Do
nothing
you
to do.
have a fun fact about speaking of the lottery, wasn't the recent lottery like a record or something? That's my fun fact. It was a record or something.
And-
Like
and-
You're talking about the Colorado
million.
one?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it
It
was
was
the
there was
Powerball.
one-
The Powerball.
Oh, Powerball. There you go.
And so I like that because I like the story on that one because the lady that won was like a single mom.
Oh,
with like,
nice.
like 4 kids or something like that.
Oh,
that
no
just
kidding.
like lost her job or something like that
Oh,
too.
that's
So
dope.
it's like, all right, cool. You just won 500 plus.
Yeah.
million
One
dollars.
person won all that money?
I thought
Yeah.
it was 3,
Oh.
wasn't it?
Oh, 3, yeah,
Your
3,
son.
yeah.
But still,
yeah,
but give me $1 million.
yeah.
Cool.
That's all. I just want to pay some bills, a house off,
I
you
just
know.
gotta pay some bills.
Yeah, that's all.
Yep. $1,000,000. That's a good one. If you had $1,000,000, what would you do, Luke? Straight cash, tax free, $1,000,000 in your account tomorrow when you wake up. What would you do?
Oh,
I'd buy a house on a beach or something, I guess. I don't even know if $1 million would do it.
I know.
but-
Yeah, I don't know if $1 million does it now in our inflation rates.
first fucking
Yeah.
thing I would do is find the most expert financial advisor I could find. And
That's
say,
probably the
I got
better.
$1 million. Help me out. I need to take care of my family the rest of my life. I need to take care of my kids into their life and their kids' life. What do I need to do? Because I'm retarded when it comes to finances.
So maybe I'd rent a house on a or just vacation.
This is reminding me of like Three Amigos, the movie, and they're
Oh,
asking what
yeah.
you're gonna do with your money.
Yeah.
And so, go ahead.
Bruce Leroy,
Ask me.
he's looking at here.
Ask me.
What would you do with $1,000,000, Mike?
I would give it to children that need it. Feed the hungry, help the homeless.
Your kid, maybe.
Just a disclaimer.
My
3 out
kid-
of 4
my
of these
kid would
people are
be-
financial aid.
My kid would be eating. My kid would be eating steak every night.
Every night. Now, my first thing would be to figure out how to not blow it all and end up like in a bad position, like we see so many people do. They get all that money and just
Oh, man.
so easy to fuck it up if you're just going crazy,
Yeah.
you know. Especially if you've never had money before, and all of a sudden you just get.
You know,
tons.
it's crazy to think about. You said just $1 million. You know, and like $1 million nowadays, it's not a whole lot of
Not
money,
the
man.
same.
It's not as same as it was back in the day.
It's a
Bruce
hell of a lot
Leroy.
more than I got.
Bruce Leroy's looking around.
Bruce Leroy,
But
You-
it's still a lot.
you get $1 million, buddy. What's the first thing you do?
I would find a financial advisor for one,
Smart
and so I wouldn't have to ever like work again. Not like work, but it would be like something I want.
things you're
do.
into.
And like Luke said, I mean, it might not be able to afford a beach house in this country, but I'd fucking disappear.
Dude, you would be
Yeah.
amazed at the reasonable prices on fucking deserted islands throughout the world.
Yeah.
I was
You can own an island.
Dude, that was another day I spent way too much time looking at stuff. I got really into that looking. They're all over the planet.
Yeah.
There are so many deserted islands. I never realized that. And some of, I mean, you could buy some of those. It was like $8,000 for some of them. I
Yeah.
was like,
Wow.
but some those are pretty uninhabitable.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
it would
uninhabited.
be-
There's no water. There's no electricity.
It's
It would
negative
be your
16.
beach shanty, your $1 million, and your one album.
There you go.
Oh, fuck this podcast. We're outta here.
All of Tony's kids are like,
Bring all
Dad,
your
we want to
equipment."
have somebody over. Sorry, kids, we're on a deserted island.
Yeah. Go play with the coconuts.
I would try to keep it like relatively close to some kind of civilization.
Yeah.
But, my day would not be. It would be like, get up. Literally, I'd probably go beat coconuts out of a tree. I'd probably go spearfish. Take
Yeah.
a run along the beach. I don't even know.
His best
Maybe learn
friend,
surfing.
His best friend is Wilson. He's sitting there. Wilson! Wilson! I'm sorry.
I don't play volleyball, Mike.
Oh my gosh. No. Yeah, $1 million. It would do a lot for sure. Man.
Well, that's kind of my point with it is that you would start with $1 million, but if you played your card, if you have, that's a lot of cash to work with.
You know
You could make that into a lot more.
And we've
money.
actually had this conversation before in private when us three on this side of the table, Tony, Bruce Leroy, and me, worked at a previous company. We had this discussion, and out of the three of us, Bruce Leroy is the most shadiest. Because he
You
wouldn't
think?
have. Remember that? He said he wasn't coming in to work the next day. He'd change his phone numbers. We wouldn't hear from Bruce Leroy ever
He did
again.
say he'd disappear. He did say he'd
That's
disappear.
true. That's
I'd
true.
hit you up though and be like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to come kick it?
I'm out.
This is your last chance.
I'll just send you a letter. Shit, I don't know if I'd have a phone.
It's just
Mail you a letter.
what do you call it? Grid. It's like the latitude and longitude of the island. That's all it is.
The coordinates.
The
Find me here.
Meet me here. Yeah.
How am I supposed to get there? I don't have a boat.
Oh my god.
Bruce Leroy's like, you got $25,000 sitting here if you want it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Swim.
dang.
Did you have any more fun facts you want to talk about, or shall we move on to the news?
Let's move on to news, man.
All right, the news, all kinds of cool stuff. First of all, I was shocked. Did you guys see there's going to be an Aquaman movie?
I think I heard.
Is that old news?
Who's playing Aquaman?
Some dude. I don't remember.
Some
What's-
dude.
Jason,
I'm glad.
Jason,
I'm glad a man is
Jason,
playing Aquaman.
Shut the fuck up.
Aquaman.
Jason,
Presented to Julia Roberts.
No, Aquaman by Daryl Hannah.
She used to be fine.
yeah, she did.
She
Actually,
was in
back in the
Splash?
day, Splash
She's
with
got
Tom
that.
Hanks.
She's got that nailed, man.
Jason Momoa. I don't know. He's I don't have a picture here. I'll pull it up so you guys can take a look at it. But they're going with a different look. Remember how Aquaman was always clean cut? He had like the blonde hair part on the side. This dude has dreadlocks. Check it out.
Oh, okay.
The new Aquaman. Yeah, it's interesting.
All right.
Not much to say about that one. I saw it and it caught me off guard. I thought,
Isn't that coming out like next year in
Was anybody-
2016? Though something like that.
yeah, it's a ways out. Were any of you guys? Was anybody into Aquaman? I mean,
Oh,
I knew
yeah.
about Aquaman, but I wasn't. Or were you?
Yeah, have you ever
Okay.
tried to swim like Aquaman? Does not work, dude. Doesn't work.
I think that's why he was so cool, because humans are so out of their element in the water. You know what I mean? And then he was not. He was
Shit, I had Scuba Steve.
It was
Scuba Steve.
from Big Daddy.
Yeah. I saw this other headline here too. Men in miniskirts campaign for women's rights. This is in Turkey. Because of that thing that just recently happened, that woman that was on a bus. Somebody tried. You guys know about this at all? This guy tried to rape her. She fought him, and he ended up killing her.
Wow.
And there was this huge public outcry and all this stuff. So now there's like all these dudes on Twitter taking pictures in miniskirts. But I guess what I was reading was that in Turkey, it's actually fairly normal for dudes to wear skirts in general, which I had no idea. I thought it was only Scotland and shit. I did not know.
Or Trinidad, Colorado.
Yeah.
What's up with that? I don't know about that.
What's
What are
up
you
with
talking
that?
That's the transgendered capital of the world, son.
about? Trinidad is?
You've lived in Colorado.
I thought it
You
was
didn't
just
I
where
didn't
they
know
got the surgeries,
Yeah.
but it's both, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
people live there and they do
They just
surgeries there.
stay
Huh?
put.
Yeah.
I know. Where's the fuck is Trinidad?
South of
South.
Pueblo.
Yeah,
it's
South of
South
Pueblo.
Pueblo. You ever
Okay.
go down there, just double check. Someone would say. You think she's really fine,
Oh, no.
but he ain't.
He's really fine instead.
What's up, bro?
Look at the butt on that one. Yeah.
I just thought it was
He must work out.
but there's a lot of criticism coming to these guys who are doing it, and just because sort of it seems ambiguous, like what the purpose is. Like you're taking a picture in a mini skirt, why? Like how is that in some way helping? I mean, in general, I mean, I guess it's putting awareness out there. But I mean, when you see the headline, "Men in miniskirts campaign for women's rights," the first thought is, "Wait, what? Why? What's that mean?" I don't really get what it means.
And then for the
It
first
worked,
time,
though, right? Because we're talking about it.
True,
Yeah.
And it
very
happened in
true.
yeah.
Very good point.
And for the
Bruce
first time,
Leroy.
Oscar De La Hoya is doing the Tiger Woods. Yes, I'm relevant. Because remember, he got caught. All up in
Yeah, dressed up as
as a woman. He was
Yeah.
in he was in fishnets and high heels and a skirt.
So
Just everybody listening, Luke's actually in a skirt right
Yeah,
now. and
he is both Mr. and Mrs. Cisna.
no, that's my wife.
Speaking, okay, so we're gonna go into the big one here because speaking of Golden Boy,
Okay.
the biggest fight that Mayweather has ever had, or the biggest
fight in the
biggest, yeah,
world,
the
in
biggest
history,
Well, the
they're
biggest
saying.
the most amount of money ever made from a boxing match was Floyd Mayweather and Golden
Oscar
Boy.
De La Hoya.
Yep. So now they're estimating that is going to get blown out of the water
Blown out of the water.
on May 2nd when Manny Pacquiao gets into the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Get ready to rumble. Yes. It's going to be good, man. It's going to be real.
Pac-Man versus Money Mayweather.
I told you guys before, I said on the podcast, I will not believe it until I see the contract.
And he did. He put it out on
He
shots.com,
literally
yeah,
posted a
the
picture of the
shots.com.
contract. Do you follow boxing at all, Luke?
I try to.
Yeah, we're kind of obsessed. And in boxing's sort of a sad sport right now as far as what's happening. There's all kinds of corruptions going on, like the stuff with judges and then corrupt money and people using drugs and all this kind of stuff. And the one thing that fans have wanted for a really long time more than anything
5
else
years.
is to see the two best fighters of this generation get in the ring and go toe-to-toe. And every step of the way, it seemed, from my perspective, that Mayweather was ducking him. He's just ducking him over and over and over.
I've heard that before.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so finally, now out of the blue, it's all of a sudden it's like they met at a basketball game in
The
Miami.
Heat. Yeah, the Heat
Yeah,
team.
they were both there by pure coincidence. Pacquiao was passing through town. They ended up at the game. They exchanged text numbers and phone numbers. And
Met at
then
the hotel
here we are.
later.
What are we? What was
Well,
that,
they met
3
at the
weeks
hotel
ago?
afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Had some
And
discussions.
discussions, and it was about
Now
an
it's
hour and a
happening.
half worth of discussions, and yeah. Now it's
Mayweather
happening.
saw him eating a hot dog. He's like, "It looks a little old. I think I can take it now. Now's my chance."
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Well, and the big thing about it too is everyone has been putting that into him is the criticism that it's going to have an asterisk next to his record. You say that you're the greatest fighter of all time, with the, what is he, 47 and 0? What is he?
Yep. And this is gonna be his
47 and
48th fight, right?
He's 47 and 0, and they were like 47 and 0 does not matter if you did not
Beat
go
the
against the best
Mhm.
at the time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And his quote on that is basically saying, 47 have failed before you. You're going to be the 48th, and that's going to be it.
Yeah.
That's his line.
That's it, and then he's gonna ride off.
And Manny
into the
Pacquiao was
sunset.
saying that scary shit. I bring glory to my people of the Philippines. He's like so humble and nice.
So about it. Then Mayweather again, it's just Money Mayweather. So.
Yeah, Pacquiao cracks me up with that kind of stuff. They like that post-fight interview. You just knock some dude the fuck out, laying on the ground. Guy's not doing anything. I fight hard, train hard. That's pretty much it. You're like, okay,
Apparently,
it's working. It's working.
I
whatever
will now
we're doing.
sing song for you.
Yeah, he does. He's a busy guy, man. He does karaoke all the time.
Okay,
he's a congressman.
He's a congressman, karaoke, boxer. Did you also know that he is a professional basketball player in the Philippines as
Yeah,
well?
really,
It's a little bit of a joke though. Like
he
he's
sets
not,
hella picks.
He's always fouled out in every game.
Yeah, he's not the greatest player on the team.
No, that's what
by
they
any
said.
stretch.
That's what they said. He's the best player in the team. He can shoot a mean three.
They think he's the best player on the team because he puts the most butts in seats.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you gonna say to him? If you don't
Everyone-
pass him, knock you the fuck
There's
out.
like a team meeting. There's a team meeting without Manny Pacquiao, and they're like, "Okay, you guys. Okay, so everyone, don't take as much shots as many. Pass ball to many. That's how I think that all Filipinos talk.
That's how they talk. We've got
Based
the
on
accent
Metaphek.
dialed in.
Jon Stewart left the Daily Show, guys.
Yep, that's the other
Really?
thing too.
Damn.
On an election year too. That's the other crazy thing. They were saying because they don't know whether he's going to fill his position in July or by the end of the year. He just knows that he's done. And so that's like shifting the focus, like on Comedy Central, like Colbert. Well, Colbert left for a legitimate reason. He's taking over for David Letterman when he retires.
Oh, okay.
So Steve Colbert was taking over for Letterman as well. But yeah, with Jon Stewart, he's just leaving. But he was saying it's more of a family thing. He wants to be able to tuck his kids into
he
bed.
said something that was pretty telling too, and I'm going to kind of paraphrase the quote, but it was basically on the lines of, it's a disservice to the people that are into this for me to at all be questioning my passion and dedication to this. And so I think he kind of gave the impression that he's not like, I'm kind of over this, but he's starting to have thoughts like maybe it's time to move on to it.
Yeah.
Nothing. And I know he directed a movie recently that is getting raved about, really. Wish I could remember the name of that off the top of my head, but
You
So
gotta
he's-
respect it, man.
Yep.
no, totally.
He's been doing it for what, 12 years? Is that what it is?
I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah,
Something
it's been
like
a long
that.
time.
But dude, I've always loved the best one was when he was going against Bill O'Reilly.
That was such a great debate. Have you guys ever watched that? Do yourself a favor if you haven't watched
It's
the
an
Bill Ray.
hour and 9 minutes long,
Yeah,
I think.
Bill O'Reilly and
Jon Stewart
John Stewart. I was
Yeah.
gonna say John Steinbeck, the freaking author.
of Mice and Men.
yeah. They said they have a debate on O'Reilly's show. He's actually been on there a couple of times, I think. But
Yeah, and that's what triggered.
it's
the
so
debate.
neat watching it though, because he's just so laid back and he's just kind of laughing everything off. But it's definitely a fascinating watch. You should check that out.
Well, the shit that's the dopest too that I think is that he's a comedian at heart. At the same time, he's into politics and he has that knowledge and he has it's not just like some comedian out there joking around about Democrats and Republicans and so on and so forth. But he knows it. He does the research and he's all about it.
It's
Well, and
not
his-
like Dennis Miller on Monday Night
Ah,
Football.
yeah. How
Good
long-
call.
How long that last? A
man.
year?
What
a
was
year?
that? What
A
was I?
season at top.
Yeah.
Failure.
Forgot all about that. You brought that. That's
He went
right.
from HBO to Monday Night Football.
Yeah. No, and Jon Stewart's always kind of said, I mean, because they changed. I mean, the whole young generation now is going there for news more than they go to any traditional news outlets or news sources. So, I mean, that show and him was a game changer, and it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting to see what follows and who fills in for him. Who basically takes over at the helm there, and it's interesting stuff. It's cool for him. He's moving on. I know he's getting older. He's got kids and stuff too, so he's moving on to a different phase in his life. He'll be missed for sure, man. It was one of my favorite shows
Yeah.
because of him. Walmart, they're finally gonna up the minimum wage. You guys hear that?
I did. I'm gonna have to stop buying my clothes there.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That line is always so long. It's such a crazy wait. What are they doing?
Why do they have so
I
many?
think that's good, man.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Hell yeah, it is. Maybe no, you don't think it's good, Mike?
No. I think it's fantastic because I always, you watch those documentaries on how they push out their insurance and everything. They pay people that the very minimum that they can. They don't offer the insurance because they're below the poverty line, so they qualify for Medicare and Medicaid and all that stuff. And they basically Walmart's insurance plan is the government's insurance plan.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. A bit from a business perspective, it's pretty
Yeah.
pretty sharp way to do things, really.
Yeah.
That-
At some point, though, you got to take care of your people, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing that resonates with me is groups of Walmart employees just continued to take a stand. And so who knows better than the employees?
Yeah, and that's how things always change. It's that continued pressure.
I don't know, because at the same time, like, it was actually on Joe Rogan's last episode that he had, when he was talking about, like, the sweatshops, people in China, how we do a lot of outsourcing to China because they work for nothing. They live at the factories, and they get paid just about nothing. But the economy over there and the jobs over there are so hard to find and get in like that you can do that. That you could just get by and be like, I'm not going to pay you anything. What are you going to do, not work?
Yeah.
That's the thing, and it's just like, and it's like, I always thought about that as like looking at Walmart as like the same thing as like, what, are you not going to work? Because I can find somebody else that will take a kind of a pay.
Yeah, exactly. It's the equivalent in America. But now that we're on this topic, did you see any of those videos from the Apple manufacturing plant they surfaced a couple weeks ago? People were like falling asleep at their workstations and
I think I saw an article recently they were going to revamp like their whole structure. Maybe it was because of that.
I think it probably had something to do with that. It was pretty sad, man.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, no, it's amazing how the bottom line is always put before humanity so frequently. It's like just, the old golden rule, man. Just treat people how you want to be treated, and why would that be different when there's a bottom line involved or money,
Look at some of the most successful businesses in the United States.
They don't take that approach.
Right. It's their, of course, number one goal is to make money, make profit, right? That's the number one goal. But some of the most successful chains and businesses, the one thing that they embraced that set them apart from everybody else was the ways that they treated their employees. Look at Google.
Yeah, right.
They set a precedence for that. Costco. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, and that's why they're able to retain good employees. I mean, if you go to Walmart, dude, you don't know what you're gonna get. This Walmart service is crap because people don't care. And it's like if I ask a guy, hey, do you know where the deep fryers are? He's like, I don't know. Aisle 5. I'm like, fool, aisle 5 has bananas in it. That's produce.
I love that Bruce Leroy knows where the bananas are, and he's asking where to find it.
Because I know if I don't know, nobody else there does. And I'm not gonna be mad at the dude because I'm like, I understand your pain. I'll find it myself.
That's so much of it, right? I mean, that's the big question: is how much of the shitty service at Walmart is because people are just miserably unhappy and they're not making enough to even get by.
Well, the key too there with that was it wasn't just a pay raise; they put into like a development program for him, so that was kind of cool,
like a career path kind of thing. Or?
Yeah, okay, career path. They give him like 3 different training opportunities for succession planning. But hey, I mean, Sports Illustrated's pretty successful, and they almost killed Kate Upton.
The travesty. The travesty.
Hey, didn't nobody make her stand there like that? She could have went inside and put on a robe.
Wait, she died. Oh no, you guys got the photos, though, right?
Yeah, I got the photos.
We can still look at those, right?
Wait, is she?
That's a take.
Actually, is she dead? Is she dead because that position that she's in is actually pretty provocative?
Fire
Can you
off
grab
some
that?
photos. And we don't have anyone on payroll to get rid of this body.
Yeah. So we're in Antarctica, by the way. It'll just freeze up, and there's going to be no. By the time we come back, she'll still be okay, and we can bring her back for
an annual photo shot.
We can bring an annual Kate Upton photo shot
of that body.
Oh, that's dark.
Be in
that
the
is
same
pose. Oh my god.
Or what happens is like in some near future, an alien race comes down here and checks out fucking Antarctica and find a way to revive Kate Upton, and she's now the queen of.
She's ours now.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy.
What's up with from like a really, professional topic and just twisted it all.
We went to a professional topic to preserving Kate Upton's titties with Antarctica.
Yeah, I like where you're going with this, Mike, because if they do come back and they can reproduce her, like just mimic Kate Upton, clone Kate Upton, I'll take one.
I'll take one.
All of us around the table.
They'll be selling them at Walmart.
We'll put that shit on layaway right now.
Right now.
Oh my god.
Oh, son, that new Kate Upton 2082 just came out.
2082.
All right, now we beat the shit out of that dead horse. Let's see. What's up with the cold weather on the East Coast? Nobody's saying why, right? I mean, no, they haven't gone much into that. I was reading the story on it, and I mean, is it a global warming thing? Like, why the fuck is it so? It's
why is it
really cold.
People
are dying, and
I think it depends on which political party you talk to.
That's
because there's no such thing as global warming.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, I've heard the argument too that it's there, but humans don't have anything to do with it. It would have happened naturally whether or not we were here. Like, really? Just right when we started oil production, we saw a big spike happen there. That's a random coincidence. That is not back your story up. Yeah, no. But I was reading a little boy died. Right, this little kid was outside in negative 19-degree weather.
Wait, why is he outside?
That's a good question too. It didn't go into that. Like, where was your mom and dad, buddy?
Right.
Yeah.
That would be a little out of context. Little boy was outside. Oh, well, he was homeless.
And it was 19 degrees below zero. And he had no clothes on.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
And he was albino. He had no natural hair. No, not alopecia. Alopecia.
What's alopecia again?
No hair.
Oh yeah, that's going bald. Is that what alopecia is?
No, it's not going bald. It's just a
I mean, no
condition
hair.
you have. That you
Fool, I
have no
don't
hair.
have alopecia.
Bruce Leroy
They
shaves.
can't see you, Bruce Leroy.
I don't have alopecia. I shave.
That's different. It's different. This is a choice.
I'm starting to develop some alopecia on my hairline, actually. I have alopecia of the hairline.
Dude, we've talked on when things got serious before. We've talked on this episode about how lucky we are to live where we are, and we've gone into some, real serious things. But one thing I thought was crazy, there's this dude, his wife got ate by a crocodile.
Oh,
Bruce Leroy's reaction.
that's dramatic.
I feel terrible. I'm laughing my ass off right now. This is a horrible thing that happened. But it just made me think about that. I mean, that's just not going to happen.
Like, where did it happen?
It's just not gonna happen.
I was pulling it up right now.
Like, I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, like, she wasn't, like, walking down the fucking street, like, and all was like,
No, that's
it was
what-
like,
Hey, babe. So
It
I
was-
was thinking,
yeah.
what are you doing? Like,
they were, like, walking down the street. They had some groceries in the hand, and, like, an alligator's walking by, like, ma'am.
man.
It was in Africa, wasn't it?
It was definitely
Yeah.
Africa. I'm trying to find
Could've
exactly.
been like Australia. We should play some bets here real quick.
Yeah.
We got Africa. We got Australia.
The black guy said
Anyone-
Africa, by the way.
But this dude,
We have
dude,
any takers for Florida?
That's what I was thinking, actually.
Okay, all right.
this guy was determined though, man. He was so pissed. He went to there was like a guy in the village, I guess, that makes weapons. So he had him design a spear specifically for him, and he went the fuck after the crocodile because somebody had seen him recently. So he went after him and literally took the crocodile out of himself, which sounds crazy and barbaric, but at the same time, there's been lots of studies done on people who have their kids murdered by somebody or their wife murdered or something like that, and the psychological health of that person has been shown in studies to be way better when they actually take like that revenge thing, where they go and
This
they
also-
get that whatever out of him, whatever it is. I'm not at all advocating this, but I'm just saying it's a fact. I mean, there's studies done on this, so that I'm sure that dude was it's much easier for him to go on with his life.
So that's how Happy
After.
Gilmore won, because he defended.
We are not doctors.
The comments by According to Mike and Tony do not necessarily reflect.
The truth is he was mad. He felt bad.
Yeah.
Because, he probably was like, go down to the river. Get the water from my bath. And then she never came back.
She never came back, and he was like, "Where is that woman with the water?"
Yeah.
Where's my water?
It was something like that. She was doing something down at the water for sure.
Dang.
That was
So we've got the Filipino accent dialed in. Was that like Western African? What is that accent?
Nah,
dialed
River
in?
Valley.
By the way, we were out last week, and I almost forgot to throw some thank yous toward old Clem and Larry.
Clem and Larry came in and
Phil-
hung out. Yeah,
Yeah.
took it over while
That's
we
good.
were out with the ladies on Valentine's Day.
If you don't know what we're talking about,
there
you
you go.
yeah, listen to the last episode. A couple of fill-ins, and they have pretty thick accents. Both of those dudes.
Oh, really? Okay.
One is
One's
kinda-
from like the backwoods, and the other one's is like a Jewish New Yorker.
So
Yeah,
they
he sounds
speak
like Woody
English,
Allen.
but you're like, in English, please.
In English.
Holy
Man, that
crap.
is like the shittiest day, just like to be eaten by an alligator, a crocodile.
I guess
How you
that
doing?
was
Had
kind
a
of my
tough day.
yeah.
You had a
Shit,
tough day.
right?
Oh yeah, my wife got eaten by a crocodile.
What you got?
What's you got?
Oh,
Lakers lost?
you know,
No, I'm serious.
third world problems right there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you hear that phrase thrown around all the time, third world problems, but like we are so damn lucky. I don't have to worry about getting eaten by a crocodile.
No,
No, yeah.
I'll be in my car if I'm going somewhere. Ain't no crocodile gonna get in my car, and there's no water.
there's not going to be a crocodile hanging out by your refrigerator.
Good day.
Good day. Hey, and unless you live in Florida, maybe.
Holy smokes, man! So much crazy stuff. This is one we've talked a lot about marijuana on the show and kind of what's going on with the industry of it and stuff, and tend to talk a lot about the positive stuff. But there was one study that just came out, and this is the quote: "Skunk-like cannabis increases the risk of psychosis," and it really sucks that they just put that in the headline because it's specifically for people who already suffer from bipolar or schizophrenia. So if you have
Pigeonholing the skunk bed.
yeah. So that's the first negative thing I've seen study wise is that if you're bipolar or you have some kind of disorder like that, like schizophrenia or something to that effect, then
Imagine that.
you don't probably shouldn't be toking on the weed there. It's
I
not
feel like
good.
they're just trying to corner the market. That's it. You know, like if you're bipolar or you're schizophrenic, you got to get it straight from a dispensary because cheap ass skunk bud will give you problems.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people
You
know
need the
been
good
getting a
stuff.
dime sack off of their homie or their next friend and been smoking weed and had enough psychosis problems?
Yeah, no, well, people who,
Hold on.
no,
Can
did you hear what I
cheap skunk?
Yeah, can you even get that now?
No, it's specifically people who you've got a disorder already. You've got bipolar, you're schizophrenic, something like that. They've shown that it can really increase the onset of it. It happens faster, it happens stronger, and then it affects you for the rest of your life. Yeah.
That cracks me up because that reminds me of Bill Cosby. If you ever seen his stand-up called Bill Cosby Himself,
That's a great one. That's
When
the one
he's
where his
talking
ties damn crooked the whole entire
when he's
time.
talking about cocaine, he's actually talking about cocaine. He's like,
Bill Cosby?
he's like, yeah, he's like, he's talking about drugs, talking about cocaine. He's like, he's asking people, he's like, well, why do you do cocaine? He goes, well, it intensifies your personality. And then his next line was, okay, what's wrong? What happens if you're an asshole?
Yeah.
Or if you're schizophrenic.
Or you're bipolar? It intensifies. Wow, imagine that.
Yeah. no,
If I'm epileptic, I'm not gonna go to a fucking rave.
Good
You
advice.
know, Jesus God.
Again, we're not doctors.
Yeah.
Oh man, so coming back to the multi-blazer, buddy. I think I might have to get me a multi-blazer design.
Wait,
I have a
can we
couple.
get an according to Mike and Tony?
That was my first thought. Yep. And according to Mike and Tony, blazer, that'd be pretty dope.
It's within our capabilities.
Yeah, we're working on a new logo right now, so once
Yeah.
we get that in place, we'll probably.
I like the AMMT.
Oh, ATMT, yeah, according to
ATMT,
Mike and Tony.
yep, mhm.
Yeah. That's kind of our sort of placeholder for the
Yeah,
logo for now.
for
We're
now.
working on
Yeah, we're working on a couple of things, and me and Tony were talking back and forth on what we want to do and creating a few logos and maybe even putting it out there on the face to the Bizook and kind of doing like a vote and see what people think
Oh,
about
nice.
the different the logos we had. And
Yeah, I was
I
telling
like
Myra
that.
about that. That's a great idea.
You know, we're shifting a bit from the business to the branding, and I feel like Multi-Blazer has a strong brand. I really like our brand. I think our stuff is cool. Our look, our feel, we're cool. When you think about our brand itself, I think it's super cool. So when you guys are going through finding out what is our logo going to be, what's it going to represent, and what's our brand going to stand for,
Yep.
that's where you have, I think, a lot of opportunity to just kind of blow your business up,
And
Yeah.
that's actually one of the things too. One is actually our next guest that's going to be on next week, Matt Weitzel.
Yeah.
I had asked him. I was like, I had some of the logo designs and everything. I was like, hey, what do you think about this logo, man? He's like, okay. He's like, that's cool. So are you this? I was like, no, not necessarily. Well, okay. Well, are you this? Like, no, not necessarily. Well,
Start
that's
asking a
what
bunch
your
of
logo.
questions.
That's what your logo's kind of stating right there. And we're like, damn it.
Back
He's like,
to the drawing board.
and he gave me a lot because he's a graphic design major, and he's telling me, he's like, you want to have something out there that, example for Multi-Blazer. If you hear the name fucking Multi-Blazer, except for a stoner, you pretty much know what it is,
Yeah.
and that's what I think we want to do with According to Mike and Tony. You want to be able to look at that logo and be like, bam,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yep.
what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I love the simplicity in your logo too. There's something
Cheers.
really to be said for that, man.
Nice.
The black
So
and the white.
futuristic. It's so Kate Upton 2082.
Oh my God, Mike.
I think
I'll take 2 for the rope.
That's just for the rope. Put one in the trunk too.
For when I get home.
Oh, that's exactly it.
Sorry again, Mrs. Cisna, if you're listening to this right now.
that boy in trouble tonight.
Sorry, baby, I couldn't find the link to the podcast. I don't know what happened.
Have you?
Lost episode 15.
Oh God. Have you ever had somebody request something and you executed and they were real happy with the product and you looked at it and thought, "Geez, that's an ugly blazer." You don't have to obviously tell who it was or what it was,
Yeah.
but have you ever had that experience?
I actually I will call one out because I thought it was nasty, and the public thought it was cool.
Ah.
So it's on our Facebook page from, maybe a year ago or something when Duck Dynasty was popular.
Uh-huh.
And man, it's hard to remember all this stuff. You're like, what is the most bizarre request you've had? And I didn't remember it until you asked, what is the most ugly one you produced? But it was basically a camouflage blazer with like the hunter orange accents and lining. And I thought, man, that's kind of brutal, but it's not really what I think. It's what the it's like that. Yeah, it's that one right there. That one.
Mike's
yeah.
got it.
So
That's actually kind of cool.
yeah, people really liked it, and it's kind of grown on me a bit over the the course of time. But I thought, man, when we first made it, I thought, let's not post that on Facebook.
Oh, it even has the American flag on the inside.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, on the America.
Camouflage. With the American
Nothing
flag.
says America like a camo blazer.
You should have seen the look Bruce Leroy gave me when I said, that's pretty cool, actually.
Because Bruce Lee looked at him and he was like, fucking white guy.
Yeah. I mean, I could get down with some camo and stuff, and maybe not that
Yeah.
exact model, but that model was well received. That design was. So
It's funny how that works, you
Yep.
know? Sometimes you have something in your head, you're convinced, and then you take it out there to the public and they tell you something different. That's,
I try not to think about too much about me because it really isn't. It's about what does the client want? What do you want? When you're asking
Right.
me to create something, if I send you a design that I hate but you love, it really has zero impact what I think. It only matters if I can create what you want. And so, the designs are what they are. They're what the people want, and so we'll deliver.
yeah, man. That's cool. That's a fine line to walk, right? Trying to find that balance because it's an artistic endeavor for sure. And I kind of relate with music, writing songs that, you want to write stuff that's completely you, but at the same time, you want it to have appeal too. And you want people to dig it and move to the music and think it's groovy.
Well, then when we talk about branding too, does that design align with our brand and who we are? And so we kind of, like you said, there's a fine line there, and we kind of tinker on that. And I guess what our brand really stands for is what people want is what we're trying to create. So
I mean, ultimately, it's a relationship always. I mean, without the customers, you don't have a business.
Okay, what is this one? Because let me tell you what, that one,
Yeah.
fucking dope.
Mike
Nice,
just pulled up a
alright.
super sharp blazer. What is that? I can't
It's
tell
white
from here.
Argyle. Argyle.
Argyle. It's got gargoyles.
Damn
on
it.
the inside.
It's gargoyles inside of it. Argyle.
all right, so short story. I'll try to be quick. We a friend of ours.
I'm sorry. What's the name of that?
That one is just Chris Parente. We named it Chris Parente because we made it for him, and someone that we also worked with, Jacob Pacheco, introduced me to Chris Parente, who's on the Colorado Everyday show, and so we made that for him. He wore it online or on his show and said, "Hey, this is great. We'd like to, do a little story about you." So then I think it was just like 3 weeks ago, we
Got plugged on there.
Yeah, we got a plug on the Everyday show, and Chris Parente was wearing one of the Colorado homegrowns,
Those are sick.
and he blew it up, man. And because of that show, we got a lot of sales as a result. But it started with that Argyle blazer, and we made it for him. Said, "Here, if you can throw us a bone, that'd be great." And Chris Parente's been great. Thank you, Jacob Pacheco, for hooking us up with him, and that's where we designed that first one.
That one is sharp.
We actually created that Argyle on a vector file, so the exact pattern is what we own.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a unique
It's a copyright.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That's nice, dude.
So we can stretch it out, shrink it, expand it, widen
Without
it.
messing up the actual content.
Mhm,
Of the,
we can totally manipulate that Argyle, and we've used it several times. Actually, I created my wedding blazer, was a multi-blazer using
saw
that
that.
Argyle pattern, but it was just shrinked up, so it almost looked
Dude,
like
you looked
70s style.
looked pretty damn sharp on your wedding day.
Thanks,
I have
brother.
to say,
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, good stuff, man. There's so many good ones on here. Just glance around these. Where did you find that? Oh, there it is.
His Facebook page, man. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm on the website. Okay.
Oh yeah, I found it on his Facebook page, and it was the July 5th posts of 2014.
Yeah, it's hard to keep different mediums updated, for marketing.
Yeah.
sure.
How do you handle all that stuff? Do you do all that yourself? First of all, that's the first part of it. I
No,
guess.
not all of it by myself. I'd mentioned we have 4 primary teammates, and we divide up the social media.
Smart. Okay. Yeah.
And we have some really skilled individuals on our team. One of our partners is most excellent with marketing, the website, and a lot of search engine optimization. One of our partners is really skilled and experienced in public relations and media outlets, and then one of our teammates is a developing young professional who really wants to have accountability and ownership within Multi-Blazer. So he tackles a lot of the Facebook and local marketing out in Kansas City, Missouri, where we've expanded our market out to Kansas City. As far east as Kansas City, well, I guess, we've sold a group order out in Massachusetts. So we've gone from coast to coast because we've sold from California to Massachusetts, actually out in Hawaii even. We've gone as far as Hawaii to Massachusetts, and then we've sold a couple in Mexico and a couple in Belgium. And I believe one in England. So we're internationally known. What's up?
Yeah, isn't that a magical thing though? Nowadays, how easy that is. I mean, we're all connected through social media and websites. Everything's on the internet. You are same. Me and Mike have talked about it with our downloads. We can see the demographics and people in Germany listening and stuff. You're just like, oh, it's freaking crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So you guys are definitely international. So somebody listening to this is in another country and they're like, hey man, that sounds pretty dope. To check out the site, they can order from you. And I like that you do everything through email, because it's basically like if you're interested, get in touch with us and we start a conversation about what you're into and what you're looking for, which I think is pretty dope.
Minimizes the risk, really. There's no need to make a Multi-Blazer until you know what you're going to get.
Right.
You know what's cool about the whole Multi-Blazer idea? There's 2 things I think that resonate with me. One, like you said, you didn't reinvent the wheel. You took what was there and said, okay, what's next? Right. I mean, I have a closet full of blazers, but I don't have any shit that I feel like is that versatile, where I could wear that, with slacks, or I could wear it with jeans and a baseball hat.
Damn,
right?
that is so
Nice.
true,
I mean,
man.
That is clutch. That's
Nice.
clutch.
Thanks,
And
Bruce
2,
Leroy.
what you really did is, I think what everybody at this table is trying to do is you found something that you're passionate about, and you don't really have to think about it as work, right? Like you said, it's like you said it started as a hobby and it's something you really enjoy, but you're successful at it and you're turning a way to making a living at it, right? I mean, that makes it, that right there is what will make it, I imagine, extremely successful.
Thanks,
Because-
man. Yeah, you're totally right about that.
2 sharp ass points there. Yeah, that dude. I really like that point too about because probably all of us are in that boat. I mean, I look in my closet. I got several blazers up there, and when was the last time I wore any of them? You know what I mean? Oh, that wedding I went to last summer, I wore one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can't. It's like, and I'm a jean and t-shirt kind of guy a lot of times, but looking at these styles would totally fit with whatever, man. I mean, you can make it customized for yourself.
I look at these styles and I'm like, fuck, I'm a slob.
Well, Bruce Leroy, first of all, you ain't a slob. But Bruce Leroy said, you wear it with slacks or jeans, and that was kind of the idea, the Multi-Blazer, one blazer for multiple events or multiple venues. And so, you guys saw me wearing them with jeans like tonight, or, maybe with a loosened collar or tight and stuff like that. And so it's kind of, mix it up.
Yeah, and that's the exact thing, is that blazers are never really designed that way. They're always designed to go with a specific suit or whatever, And it's a cool concept, man.
We'd
Good
like to
shit.
kind of push out the Letterman jacket a little bit and get into those high school niches where, instead of a traditional Letterman jacket, you got a styling blazer, a little more rock and roll, but it's also like that, I don't know, just it's cool. It can fit in, but it's a little more updated.
Do you have a favorite of all time?
Favorite of all time. Oh, man. If I could rock one Multi-Blazer from here on out.
You're on an
island. On your island.
You have one multi-blazer.
Oh, man. If my wife is listening, it's my wedding Multi-Blazer.
Good answer.
We'll make 2 versions of the podcast.
yeah.
One we'll send you. She can listen
Yeah,
to.
exactly. No, man, and I'm homegrown, so I love the Colorado Multi-Blazer. I think I've worn it like 28 out of 29 days I've had it, but I really do love ska. I'm gonna probably push for ska to be our fall release.
Sick.
Yeah,
It's pretty dope for sure.
And that black and white is symbolic of our brand too. Clean cut colors, black and white, clean, fresh lines. They go with so many different combinations. You can do the black and white on jeans, t-shirt, ties, just a relaxed collared shirt, semi-formal, formal. I think ska, I'll take my $1 million, I'll take my Babylon by bus, and I'll take my ska, and I'll meet you guys on that deserted island.
And those buttons are the skull and bones.
Yeah.
That's
little
sick.
skull and crossbones for you.
Yeah. No,
And
that's
so
a
for-
slick one.
We've mentioned the ska, which is going to be a big thing for those of you who are still being lazy and not pulling this up on the internet right now. It's pretty dope. What color is the outside of it? Because I can mostly see the inside. It's got like the checkered
It's like a
design.
gray.
Yeah, the one that you're looking at online is kind of a dark charcoal. The very first one was gray. Then we went to a dark charcoal. And then we went to a solid black.
Dope. It has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Many thank yous. Luke Cisna from Multi-Blazer. Go to multiblazer.com. Check that shit out. FYI, Tony Dollar Music EP will be available April 10th, which is a Friday. Thank you to everybody who came out to the Bistro Alvino show on February 10th. It was a good time. Got any shout-outs, Luke?
God, on the spot. My wife, my homeboys, my partners, Multi-Blazer, and Tony D and Mike P.
Boom.
And that's a wrap, fellas. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.